Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Candid Campus, student media show where we sit down with members of USC Aiken's community to share their stories and experiences. I'm Genevieve Crowder, and today we are joined with the Assistant Director of Student Leadership and Development, Logan Sharpe.
It's nice to be here.
Logan, thank you so much for coming on today.
Yeah, it's an honor.
So you are an alumni of USC Aiken.
Yep.
How does it feel to now work on the same campus where you were once a student?
That's a good question. I've been asked this question quite a few times, probably in the past week or two. I think, the University of South Carolina Aiken, it's a special university. I graduated 2009. I was heavily involved. It left a lasting impact on me, so much that I decided to come back and work for the university. But I think it's a unique thing because it's a weird feeling that this university has and brings to the student body, because I think one thing is it's like a draw. When you leave, it always tries to pull you back. And I think it really comes down to the effort that the faculty and staff members put into really caring about the students, being there for the students, making sure they're taken care of. And it's really a family environment that I think the university does a really good job of creating, to where we are a support system for our students, especially when they graduate and they need that support the most. It's a very special environment that is created here, and that I think we continue to do over the years.
So how have you seen the university grow or change since your time here?
Yeah, the university was not the same. It's not the same as what it was when I was a student. Campus-wide, the buildings are all there and stuff like that. But, I've seen it grow in multiple ways. One, I think the outreach within the community has been amazing. I think we do a lot more things within the community than when I was a student. But I also see that our university is growing in our student base, which is also bringing in other opportunities. Like the cybersecurity building that they're going to be breaking ground on hopefully soon. Some of the new construction projects like the new baseball and softball field and soccer field. I see different things happening, but I also see that our relationships that we're building within the community and even outside of Aiken County are helping us grow, and then bringing more students that might not think of USC Aiken as a major campus, but I think that feel has started to be there, that we're not a campus to mess around with anymore, that we are kind of like that idea of a big campus, but, we have that small kind of feeling still in the same process of it. So it's really growing, and I'm really excited to see where the campus goes and how much more it grows within the next couple of years.
Yeah, no, that is so exciting. You're the Assistant Director of Student Leadership and Development. What does a typical day look like for you in that role?
Man, wow. My day is never the same. It's pretty wild. And I think a great example is, my position really deals with any of the major events that are on campus. Me and my student employees, along with the Pacer Union Board, which is short for PUB, the PUB committee, we are planning those events. We just got done with Fall Fest week, which was a huge success. One of the big things that we did was the haunted hike at the end of it was possibly one of the best ones that we've done, just because we did things a little bit different. We opened it to the community to come out, and we really pushed the marketing strategy towards them along with the students, which made it a big success. But, during that day, during that week, there was other things that just would come up with other responsibilities. But I think the biggest thing, and the thing that kind of drives me the most with how it changes every day, is working with the students. You'll hear me probably say this 1,000 times during this interview, is the students are the most important thing to us within that student life office. You guys are the heart. You guys are the soul of this campus. And we try to make sure we spend as much time as we can with you guys. Even if it's I'm having issues with a class, or I've got personal issues that I need help with, I always make sure and take that time to shut my door and give those students the proper attention to help them and provide guidance with whatever might be happening with them. So that happens within my day every day. We're planning events. We're dealing with other departments, with other events that they're bringing. So every day is changing. And I have to be honest with you, I wouldn't change it for the world, because I love the fast-paced moving of this, and it always keeps me on my toes. You never know what's going to get thrown at you, which I think is also a pretty exciting thing. Some days are better than others, but it's definitely a fun time.
Yeah. So Halloween is coming up.
Oh, yeah.
It's right around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
And you said you loved anything Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
That your brother was the one who took you to your first haunted house.
Yep.
Could you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Yeah, I would love to. This is a really cool story. I mean, when I was young, I was definitely afraid of haunted houses.
Yeah.
I remember the first time that they tried to take me, and I was like a itty bitty little thing, and they took me to this one house, and we got into the parking lot, and I was like, nope, take me home, and cried the whole way back home, and they had to go back out. So I was like, I'm never going to like this and stuff like that. But when I became in my teens, my brother was going to this one attraction that was in Lexington called Blood Moon on the River in Saluda Shoals. And I was like, hey, can I go? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. Of course, he messed with me. He said, you can't chicken out this time. And I was like, okay, cool. So he takes me there, and the moment we got out the car, I was hooked. I don't know what it was about it. I think it was more of like the production of it. That one, people are paying money to go get scared is crazy concept to me. But at a young age, I think it was just one of the coolest things because of the production factor of it. It was an indoor-outdoor, and they did a really good job transitioning it. But I also think it was a cool bonding experience with my brother because, like, we've never had an experience like that before. And I think after that, it was something that was really cool because my brother was born on Halloween. And, we've always had that, but we never did things together when we were younger. And that was something that we kind of made a tradition of, hey, we need to try and do this every year. And it just stuck with me from that point. And I was like, I'm going on houses as much as I can to just experience this thrill and this excitement of getting scared by people just like us that are dressed up in creepy costumes and stuff. So it still sticks with me to today. That's a story that I tell everyone because it means so much that we were able to have that kind of experience and get to experience that together because we both walked out of that thing going, wow, that was awesome. Unfortunately, that attraction is no longer around, but, I wish it was. So.
Now that's so sweet.
Yeah.
So why is Halloween your favorite holiday? Because of the haunted houses or another reason?
Yeah, I think it started off as the haunted houses. I mean, I used to work in that industry, and I think it started off with that, but I honestly think it's a really cool time of the year because, one, you're starting to go from hot summer to that cool weather. Like right now, you walk outside and it's
cold
freezing.
Today. Yeah.
And rainy still. But I think it's a cool thing because it gives people a chance to dress up and be somebody that they don't normally be and turn things off and just have fun and have no care and just enjoy it. And I think that's the biggest thing. When I was in the haunted house business and even with the haunted hike, everybody goes, why do you put yourself through all that? And I think it's really cool because it's a time for us to sit back and watch what we were able to put together and watch how we entertain the masses and say, hey, we did that. And we did it with very little. And look at what you guys were able to put together and watch the reactions as students and community members are going through it. And that right there, to me, is a special thing because you're getting to see people go through that production of, I'm not worried about a test. I'm not worried about what's happening in the outside or this or that. I'm enjoying this during that moment, even though it's probably just a 30-minute walkthrough. They get to shut it off and they get to enjoy it. I think that's really what I love the most is it's just a different time that you can just relax, have a good time, and potentially be somebody that you're not usually on an everyday basis.
So do you have any favorite haunted houses, movies, or traditions you like to do around this time of year?
Yeah, I'm a big wussy. Scary movies aren't really my thing. But I like the traditional slasher films. Like my favorite is Halloween, Michael Myers. I think that's probably one of the first ones I ever watched.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the newer ones, I don't really find them as like the scary old school, but I have to tell you, we were having a conversation with the office of the new Black Phone 2 that just came out and how good the first one was and what they're reporting on that. So it's like, I think that's a really cool concept. Weapons that just came out is a really good one too. Different take on it. It's interesting to see kind of where movies and horror movies are going now. Favorite attraction, it's a couple things. I mean, I love Halloween. I love the attractions. There's one in Atlanta called Netherworld attraction right in Stone Mountain. Their production factor is just top notch. I think it's like movie quality, and they throw so much at you that you have no clue what's happening. And when you walk out, you're just so disoriented. And yes, you were scared, but you're like, what just happened? To where they have something where you're like eager to go back through. You're like, oh, do I have the money to do it again? And will they let me do it again? Another one is the one that I worked at, and I'm a little biased because I put a lot of effort into it, is Nashville Nightmare in Nashville, Tennessee. I worked for them for years and years, and I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tear in it, and they do it a little different. You know, it is movie quality sets that we build there, and they build, and the actors there are a family, and it's just a really cool. But we go to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Orlando all the time. And I don't know what it is about that place, but that is movie quality, great entertainment, great actors, all around fun, entertainment every corner you go. And I think that's really kind of like, as I got into the business of haunted houses, I think going there constantly kind of drove like that drive of saying, why can't we be just like them? And why can't we just kind of push that barrier and make cool things like they do? But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm a wussy, so I don't really care for those movies. But, you know, if you got some, tell me, I'll watch them. But I'm going to be that guy that has the pillow on my face when the scary things happen. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah, not a scary movie guy.
So you have designed haunted houses before. Yep. What do you think the most important aspect or feature is to have in a haunted house?
Good question. Wow. I think really it comes down to you got to be innovative and creative every year. We have a saying in the haunted house business says, if you don't change, you die. So, you know, I think it's a harsh saying, but it's so true, because if you're not innovative, you're not changing what you're doing every year, you're gonna tank, and your guests aren't going to come back and be thrilled and want to spend the money there. But I also think it's fascinating because you have to dive into the senses. If you don't dive into all the senses, then you're not doing it properly. There's a weird science behind haunted houses and how to build them and stuff like that. And when I started working in it, I thought it was just like, oh, build a set, put a scary person, that person pops out. No, it's evolved over the years to where now you have to do the art of distraction. You have to hit them one way and then hit them another way. Loud noises scare people. Weird, just smells scare people. What they're seeing scares people. What they're feeling on the walls scares people. And then, of course, the monsters are just that main scare. And if you could tap into all the senses within that kind of science of scaring people, man, you have a special moment and a thing to where I always tell people, like, when I worked in the business, you knew you were hitting it. Like, you knew you were doing it all the right way when you could sit in the corner of the attraction and hear a group enter the attraction and hear the screams as they're going through each one of the sections. And if it's a certain type of scream, you know, you're sitting there just smiling your face going, yep, we got them. We got the formula. We know what we're doing. And I think that's the cool, exciting thing of it is you get to change that every year. To be more innovative and more and add more to it, that when they come back that next year, they're expecting the old, but they're getting hit with brand new things, which adds on to that thrill factor to it. So,
I know you're a big Disney fan.
Oh yeah.
So how many times have you been to the parks, and what has been your favorite trip?
I go quite a few times. I tell everyone Disney owns me.
Yeah.
They I would tell you, I go about 4 times a year, 4 to 5 times. It just depends. And like we've been smart to where, you know, we go on short little weekends just to have a reprieve, a recharge, whatever you call it. But I think the most favorite trip, it's 2 of them, and they just recently happened. One, I got to go with my brother and his wife. My brother went when he was 8, and I think I was 5 during that time. So we didn't get to really remember it. And then his wife never went. And we got to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Savannah View, giraffes come right up to the window, rhinos out. I mean, it was just a cool experience because I got to see them experience that Disney magic for the first time, like me and my wife did, which I think was really cool, really fascinating. I thought we almost killed them because of the heat, but they did push through.
Florida heat.
Yeah, the Florida heat. Oh, it's awful. We just went with the students on the Disney leadership class, and I have to tell you, that's a cool experience. You get to take 20 something students with different backgrounds, different diversities to Disney. And what a cool thing, because you can also dive into leadership within Disney. And I think that's the most fascinating thing, because a lot of people just see Disney as being entertainment with big over-the-top production. Yeah, it is, but Disney has honed in on the how to develop leaders within what they do there. And I think Walt Disney was an innovative person. I don't think we'll ever see another Walt Disney again. If we do, great, bring him on. But Disney was an innovative person, and he had an idea, and he created really cool leadership building opportunities for his employees during that time that continue to grow now, that make Disney what it is. And everyone talks about what's that magic. Go to the park, and you see it every day within what the cast members are doing based off of what he implemented when they first developed Disneyland and Disney World. And I think that's a cool thing, because the students really dive deep into that, and they do some leadership classes there on site, which are really neat. Like, we got to go backstage of Hollywood Studios, and then we went into Galaxy Edge, and they got to do this cool, like, scavenger hunt within Galaxy's Edge. And it was cool to watch how they were interacting, and just the thought process that went into that scavenger hunt was really cool. So both of those trips are probably the coolest ones that we have experienced thus far. So
you called a good burger your guilty pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a favorite burger spot?
I eat a lot of hamburgers. I mean, I need to not eat a lot of hamburgers, but one, and everybody's going to like gawk at me when I say this, and it's okay. Fight me on this one. I love a good McDonald's hamburger. I don't know why it is. I think they put extra stuff in the hamburgers, but I think those are just delicious. But, there's a couple places I've been. Disney is one, and I know that's a silly comment back, but Walalulu Lounge just opened up in Polynesian, and they have this, like, burger that's just phenomenal. It's like a smash burger with, like, all these sauces and kind of Hawaiian-style stuff on them, and it's just phenomenal. But when we lived in Nashville, there's this place called The Pharmacy, which the burger was good, but I think the atmosphere was what was better. It was kind of an old pharmacy, and the way that they did the restaurant was you felt like you were going into a pharmacy, and they found all these old scripts in the basement when they bought it, and they took those scripts and they wallpapered the entire place with those old scripts, so it has that feel. But then they like brought in this German flair to it with the hamburgers. Awesome experience, decent hamburger. But I will eat almost any type of hamburger you give to me. Just don't put pineapple on it. It's my only ask. But my guilty pleasure is definitely a hamburger. My wife hates it. Especially when we go on trips, I want to get a McDonald's hamburger. And she's like, oh, so bad. But, I love a good hamburger. So
you're talking about the hamburger place in Disney. What is your favorite food spot at Disney?
Wow, that is a loaded question. I like a couple. So when we went with my brother and his wife, it changes all the time. When we went with them during the summer, we went to this place called Sanaa, which is in the Animal Kingdom Lodge. It's really cool because it's right there on the savannah, and there's windows that surround the whole place. And they serve African-style food, and they've got probably one of the best bread services on property. And then the food was just phenomenal. Another one that we really like is we like oh man, what's the name of it? Oh, just left blank. Oh, no, I can't remember now. There's so many good ones though. Like, we usually go to Cape Made's over at the Beach Club for breakfast. Steakhouse 71 was the one I was thinking about over at Contemporary. they have probably one of the coolest lounges, but we started doing something a little bit different now. Like, we started going to a lot of lounges. So Disney kind of went this whole different direction and started doing more adult lounges, especially in Magic Kingdom. And I think it's really cool because, like, when we went with the students, me and some of the staff members went to the new Beacon Barrel, which is the Pirates of the Caribbean lounge, one of the coolest, most interactive lounges that there ever was. And so much entertainment happening at that time. And it was just a cool experience to sit there because I felt like we were in a pirate lounge and we were having beverages with some of the pirates and stuff like that. And it was just a cool experience. And it's like the same thing with Oga's Canteen. You know, I felt like I was in the movie, you know. Yeah, it's a little different, but I felt like I was in the movie when we walked right into that lounge. And we started doing those, and those are a lot of our favorite things to do now is like, yeah, we have some really good food, like, but those lounges are kind of like a cool add-on that they've started doing, and we love going to those.
Yeah, a good atmosphere can really sell a restaurant.
100%. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so switching a little bit more over to your career.
Okay.
You shared that realizing your passion for helping students was your greatest accomplishment. What moment made that click for you?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, I'm very honest. I'm probably a little too honest when I answer questions like this, but I think honesty is key to life. I used to work for USCA about 2 years ago now, I think. But I decided to leave to go back into the Hunter House business because one, honestly, they offered me a lot more money. And I went, but the moment that I left, and everybody asked me, when did you know you made the wrong decision? About a month in, I knew. I was like, okay, this wasn't what I thought, and I had a much better time helping the students. And I don't think it really came full circle for me until right after Christmas time frame. One of my favorite students that I worked with, Mackenzie Guest, shout out, she reached out to me to just tell me, because it was around that graduation time, and she reached out to me just to see how I was doing, but also go over what some of her accomplishments were. Mm-hmm. And it was a very special thing for me because I didn't reach out to her. I made a thing of saying I wasn't going to reach out to anyone because I wanted to try and leave it in the past. But she reached out to me and she started that conversation. And that's when the light bulb went off of saying, you did make a difference. You did, you were an influence to a lot of the students. So the wheels started turning and I started going, okay, cool. But then like a phenomenon happened to where more students started reaching out to me that I had an impact on. And they started telling me how they missed me and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I was stupid and I had a wrong mindset and I should have stayed and I should never have left. So I was like, one way or another, I'm going to get back into higher education. I'm not going to stick within this business. I'm going to start applying to other schools. And then it just so happened after the holidays, there was positions that were open within our office and I applied and that's all she wrote. And I think the main thing that drives me today is helping the students. I make sure that I take it number one priority. It doesn't matter about all the events that we do. The students are top priority to me. They're always going to be top priority to me. My job is not a success unless they are taken care of. And they're taken care of in multiple ways. Being a support system for them, helping them get through their college experience, guiding them even after college. It doesn't just stop the moment they graduate. It continues even there. And I honestly believe that's what drives me now. And it just took me 38 years to figure out what my passion was and what my drive is. And it's really the students because they probably mean more to me than almost a lot of things. My wife is number one, but I think the students are right underneath her because I get to see them every day and I get to be that positive kind of role model and influence to them to help them get through whatever experience that they're trying to get through. So,
what's the most rewarding part about helping students discover their full potential?
Helping them discover it. I see, I know that's a simple answer, but I see every day, and I guess it's a time that came from COVID and how that all progressed is students are great, but they lack the confidence to be able to make decisions. And I don't know where I guess that came from there, but I think or they just sit there and they don't understand what their true potential is. And I think the biggest satisfying thing is when you have a student and my style's a little different than most, but when you have a student that sits there that you've been working with for a couple months and that light bulb finally goes off and that confidence grows and that willingness to make a decision and not worry about what the consequences of that decision are, that they're going with it, and to also take initiative, it's awesome to watch. It's even cooler to watch when they tap into what their actual potential is and start working on themselves. And that happens every day within my office, to where people come into our office and they might just sit there and tell us, hey, I want to get involved. Okay, come in my office. And we do things a little different because we sit there and we learn about the student first before we go dive in to anything to do about what they can get involved, because our job is to make sure that their goals fit within what they're wanting to try to accomplish. And then we go from there. And it's a really cool thing to watch that light bulb go off and they go, yeah, I can do this. I am successful. I believe in myself. And it's a special thing. So,
has there been a specific student success story that's really stuck with you?
There's been a couple. They're going to hate when I tell you this, and but it's okay. They're my student employees now. One, Mackenzie Guest is one. She will always be a special student to me because she was the first student I got to work with. She had the confidence, but she was afraid to make those decisions. But I empowered her to be able to make those decisions, and now she's graduated and she's teaching fourth grade at Mossy Creek, and it's great. It's cool to see her successes and she still comes to the school to see me, and we talk about her successes and what happened. I think with my current student employees, I won't name names. You know who you are, but they make me happy every day because they're not event planners. Yes, I'm an event planner. I have done this for a living. They're not event planners. So they come in and they've started from day one, not being sure of what to do or even where to start. And it's cool to watch now, just over the past couple months, especially after Fall Fest week, the confidence that they have now, and to watch them just kind of go, hey, we need to do this for this event coming up. And it's like, okay, you got it. You understand what to do now. Take it over. Run it. Make this what you want to be now. You have the full concept of how to do an event. Run your team how you want it. And it's really cool. And it's something special to watch. And it happens all the time within our office of different things that students are doing. Not just my students. I mean, there's different things that happen every day that you get to just sit back and watch that moment happen for them and see how excited they get. And it's like, man, it's such a cool, special thing to see.
I'm sure all of your students are very, very grateful for you.
I hope so. I hope so.
Taking a little bit of a step back to the Disney stuff.
Yeah.
You said that riding Test Track at Disney World was your most spontaneous moment. Are you usually a planner, or do you like to just go more with the flow?
So I plan. My wife likes to go with the flow, which drives me crazy because Disney, you kind of have to plan. And I love that. I don't know why I love it. It's like a game to me. Now, when it comes to riding roller coasters, this guy doesn't do that. He doesn't ride like the thrill rides or anything like that. So like riding Test Track for the first time was probably the biggest thrill that I've done in a very long time. And I was scared the entire time doing it, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Even when I got off, they were all like, whoa, you did it. And I was like, yeah, I did it. I'm never doing it again. But I think that's a cool thing. It's a cool concept. I'll kind of turn it the other way for you is I kind of am becoming a little bit more spontaneous because I just realized life's too short and you got to live in the moments right then and there. Yeah, I can still plan and make sure things happen and we still have a good time. But now every time we go to Disney, I try and do something spontaneous that I usually don't do. Or I try and eat something that I would never eat before in my life. So like my goal is every time we go, I'm going to ride a new roller coaster, which I hate. But I think it's a thing. It's a thing of saying, okay, yeah, I got over that fear of myself. And it's a spontaneous thing. Sometimes now we just go on trips and we just go, okay, let's see what happens. Let's see where this takes us. And, it's a cool thing to kind of watch and see now. I'm more relaxed, I guess, than being like, no, we got to go here. No, it's more like, okay, let's just figure out what happens and let's go from there.
So if you had to choose right now, no planning, where would your next adventure be?
Man, I gotta be honest with you. I really want to go overseas. I don't know why. I'm definitely afraid of planes. The longest I've ever flown was to Seattle, Washington, to see my parents. I really want to go overseas because I've never been overseas. We're working on trying to go to Paris. We're working on trying to go to Alaska. We're trying to work on going to some other countries overseas, just so I can be more cultured. I'm so used to the States. I just want to see what's out there. Again, life's too short not to just go and experience the world that is here. And I want to do as much as I can because you never know what can happen the next day. And I try and wake up every day now, just say, live life on the edge and see where it takes you. And that's kind of what we're doing. Like every year, me and my wife do something new. Like we're going on a Disney cruise because it's on a bucket list of ours. And we're looking at going to Paris the following year. And we're trying to do different things. And I think it's just a cool thing because it provides us, a nice vacation away from life, but it cultures us and lets us see what else is out there. It's a cool experience. So,
speaking of your wife, you mentioned that she was someone who you could not live without.
Yep.
How does she inspire or support you in your work and life?
Yeah, I love my wife to death. We just celebrated our 13th anniversary yesterday.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But she's my best friend. She's always been my best friend. I'm a very, I'm a difficult person to live with. She'll tell you that. Because my brain just thinks differently. It processes things differently. I'm all over the place. But I think what she brings to me is she supports me in almost anything I've done. I went through a phase there where I didn't know like I told you, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And we moved like 3 times within 3 years, which is pretty aggressive. But every time she supported me in those decisions, even when I told her I wanted to go back into higher education after we just moved to New Orleans, she came and she goes, I believe in you. Let's go do it. And even if I came to her, which I'm not, don't freak out, everyone. Even if I came to her and said, hey, I want to go do this within higher education, or I want to do this in a different career field, she would support me. And I think that's the most important thing within a healthy relationship is that we both support each other. Like even when we were young and we got married, she moved us to Chattanooga and I supported her there. And then we moved to Nashville and I supported her there. And we've always been that way with each other. And we are trying now to just sit back and enjoy each other's company and life and really try to pursue goals. We've put goals on the back burner for so long. And I think we're just a really good team, and we've always been a good team. And, she drives me crazy, but I think I drive her crazier. But when you see us walking around and stuff like that, I think everyone will just tell you, man, they truly do care and love each other. And I don't know if something happened to her. I don't know what I would do because she is my wife and she's my everything, and she's my best friend. And I hope for many years to come that will stay. And she's always been there, so.
What's one piece of advice she's given you that's really stuck with you?
It's on my board, actually. We just put it up on my board. Believe in yourself. I've been, like I said, I've tried to figure things out over the past couple of years, and I lost a lot of that belief. When I was a student, I was a very outgoing individual. When I graduated, life hit me in the face. It was just like, boom, and I didn't expect it. I had a lot of disappointment, I thought I would deserve something when I really didn't. And I didn't understand that concept. And it really brought me down because I just did not understand where I needed to be. I didn't understand my calling. And when I came back here for the second time, I started changing that mindset because she kept telling me, believe in yourself, believe in yourself, believe in yourself. And I live by that motto now every day because I think it's key. And I even push that to my students now of believe in yourself, and watch what happens when you start doing that. And that will always stick with me. So
seems like you guys are very lucky to have found each other.
Yes, we are. She didn't like me at first. We met in class.
Convincing.
Yeah, she thought I was too cocky, but I told her I was too confident.
There's a
But
difference.
it just happened one summer. She reached out to me after we had class, and that's all she wrote. And we haven't looked back since. So
Okay, so we have a segment here at Candid Campus that we call This or That.
oh, okay,
So I'm going to ask you to choose an object, item, whatever, and just go with your first instinct, okay? Don't give it any thought.
okay,
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke,
Coke.
Diet Coke,
Text or call?
call. Ugh, I hate text message.
Sandals or sneakers?
Sneakers.
Sneakers. Pancakes or waffles?
Ooh, I'm a pancake guy. Yeah.
Movie date or dinner date?
Ooh. Dinner date, but it depends on where.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The station or the sack?
Oh, ooh, huh. I gotta tell you, the station, the new station subs are amazing.
Okay.
They're a little expensive, but they're amazing.
They're
I
good.
mean, they're great subs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, Logan, thank you again for coming here on Candid Campus. It's been so fun getting to know more about you and your story and what you do here at USC Aiken. And to everyone watching, stay tuned for more Candid Campus conversations with people who make USC Aiken so special.